peak its potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red. Back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Rap to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoked all the trees and they snacking on fruits. Bed, attached to my roof, detached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the red and the blue, yeah, I'm back on my snoop. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking, niggas be capping, they lacking, they tracking. Put a toe tag on the back of they boot. Battle with nukes, I'm attacking, they truth. I wrote these bars in Sumerian text. The legends of Mu, I'm the Marian sets. It was written in Targaryen text. Came to conquer all my variants. Yeah, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah, we hit it right, all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah, went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. I'll introduce you to God. Back on the mic, was dead on my back, now I'm back on my life. Came back from the future, went back to it twice. When I rose out the grave, they said that dude is Christ. I'ma shine like a star, I'ma twinkle, twinkle as I light up the sky. The whole world was watching on the night I arrived. The Messiah's here, I guess it's finally time. Swear that I hear every prayer that you say. I was there every day, I was still everything.
Chat, what the hell? Whenever they got a pillar at the Vatican. Pope Pablo, where you at?
You either fight or run. Life a game, I feel like I won. Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. We hit it right, all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God.
From the quantum shadows, a traveler emerges. Fly Sinet, the multi-dimensional hacker, living his hero's journey. He joins the Pantheon at AI Masters Workshop, November 1st and 2nd, hosted by 363 Empire with Red Pillar and Seven Bomar. Tickets, lock yours in now.
This is the law of mental command. It is the understanding that you are not a victim of your thoughts, but a commander of them.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, love, and light to the family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. First and foremost, let me know how we sound on the audio. I got a headset on. I don't know what's popping, but give me an audio check. Give me an audio check. How are we sounding? Sounds pretty. Are we good? All right. Peace, love, and light to the family. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. And today's episode is Bots from Botswana. Bots from Botswana. Reporting live and direct from Houston, Texas. Shout out to all of the Houston family. I will be out here for a few days. I'm definitely looking to tap in with podcasts and individuals out here who are responsible for media. Yeah, I'm gonna leave my email. I've been getting a few DMs from the family out in Houston. I think Wednesday will be a day that I'll be able to get up with y'all and shoot some content. All right. Other than that, peace, love, and light to the family. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another episode. I appreciate love everybody in the building. Let's go ahead and do the roll call and let's see who is in the building. All right. You said come to Austin. Yeah, how far away is Austin? You know what I'm talking about? How far away is Austin? I'm stuck in Houston. I'm not really moving around Texas like that, but shout out to everybody that's in the Houston area. You know what I mean? We could tap in probably on Wednesday. Shout out to Memphis. Peace to Memphis in the building. All right. Shout out to Memphis. Peace to the DC family. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the DC. Peace to the Detroit family. Shout out to Charlotte in the building. San Jose in the building. All right. We got Los Angeles in the building. We have Phoenix, Arizona in the building. Shout out to the Phoenix family. New Bedford in the building. Arizona in the building. All right. We got Vegas in the building. We got Buffalo in the building. We got Phoenix in the building. Spring. Okay. I never heard of Spring, Texas, but shit, if you like it, I love it. Okay. We got Fayetteville in the building. All right. We got Delaware in the building. Did you get my gift? I have not been back to Atlanta. I have not yet received your gift, but I do want to say thank you, super duper appreciative of the gifts that you have bestowed upon me. You don't know, that means so much to me, and I do cherish whatever gift that you have gifted me with, and I will do an unboxing when I get back to the bookstore, probably next week, all right? Or next strong. Spring chicken. Is IRL confirmed yet? You know what? It is not confirmed yet. I'm waiting for a phone call and I did not receive it. You feel me? Sometimes uh Dallas in the building. We got okay, Fort Worth in the building. Oh shit. Let me find out. The Dallas line, the Texas lineup is getting thick up in this thing. Shout out to everybody, man. Was popping Texas. I'm enjoying myself out here. I went to the mall today with my daughter and spoiled her, you know. Uh, they started that Black Friday shit already. I'm in the mall. I'm like, God damn, everything on sale already. Y'all not even waiting for Black Friday, I see. So, that's what's up. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Shout out to Cincinnati in the building. Shout out to Cincinnati in the building. You said Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. I see you, Cleveland. I see you, Sanford. I was wondering where you was at, but I see you. Don't even feel like the holy days. Yeah, man, that shit is over with. Yeah, that's kind of over with. You feel me? The energy has shifted. The energy has shifted. People are not invested the way that they were. The spell is not the same. Um, it's just not the same. It don't feel the same. It don't look the same. It's really, it's just been exposed for what it is, a financial come up every month, just a financial windfall. It's a commercialized holy day, and it is for businesses to basically prosper. Remember, all businesses, not all, I'm sorry, a lot of businesses are in the red. When you're in debt, you're in the red, right? That's you're in the red. So a lot of companies wait for this month right here, this quarter, to basically get their coins up so they could close out the fiscal year on a positive note. So everybody's anticipating your business. Will you be giving it to them? hmm Or are you going to withdraw your energy and your support and things of that nature? You feel me? Because that's a very important question. You know, I think individually we keep that spell going, and individually it's up to us to break that spell and to begin to venture and do other things with our currency and our money and whatnot intentionally. You feel me? Okay, so if you're in the black, you're good, right? And if you're in the red, you're in debt. So companies get in the black right around now. If you're a company though, because it's a double-edged sword. Because at first I'm like, we ain't trying to, fill nobody's coffers up. But then again, we have all of these businesses in our communities that need support. So it's a tricky thing. Like, do you support businesses at the end in this holiday seasons, or you just ignoring everybody and not giving nobody support? Or are you going to shift your support away from big box stores and start putting it on the small businesses that really need your support? Because if hundreds of us were to do that, then we would anticipate the end of the year. We don't have to call it Xmas. We don't have to call it Kwanzaa or anything. We could just give it another energy, another name, and begin to gift one another and start blowing up businesses. You know how they have, what do they call that? Flash mobs. That'd be like a group of people and they go to a store and then they just buy out everything. I like that idea of a flash mob. You know, we need to have more flash mobs. You know what I'm talking about? And there should be a directory of businesses. There are the businesses that we are mostly familiar, like let's say Nicholas Bookstore. Now I'm sure with all of the work that Nicholas Bookstore has put in over the year, that they've been a good girl. Monique has been a good girl in Santa's eyes. Whatever whatever storyline people are going to use in order to say you're worthy of my support, we should attribute that to people like Nicholas, and it should be a flash mob on Nicholas in Brooklyn, on Flatbush, I mean on Fulton. There should be a flash mob pulling up to Nicholas at least twice during the holiday season and literally going up in there and cleaning them out. This is the power, once again, of our people who are not broke, who are not desolate, who are not living in poverty, who are not without. They are not the have-nots. That's a mind state. People, they be hiding behind poverty as a fucking shield and whatnot, and that's not who we are as a people. The people on my my platform. I know I have quality of membership. People on my platform are not vagabonds. You feel me? People on my platform are not nincompoops. They're not dusty. People on this platform right here, they are accomplished. They have resources. Okay. They're not scavengers. So they think and they act not out of desperation and not out of survival and whatnot, but they think and they act out of a mentality of thriving. Okay. Not of survival, of thrival. Okay. I just want to make that clear. I can't speak for anybody else, but I know over here, the people's mentality over here is different. All right. Now, when I do speak of people with a poverty minded consciousness and a broke mentality, hit dogs bark. I'm gonna throw rocks in the crowd all of the time. I crossed the 50-yard line. I'm 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 over 50. I'm on my Dick Gregory shit. I'm on my Richard Gregory shit. I'm gonna give you a motherfucking rant every now and then because I'm a YE, a young elder. So the YEs, we not sitting around giving you no feel good isms. That was before I was 50 years old. I was puffing, I was blowing smoke and doing all type of shit. Now, when I'm in my post 50th, yeah, I'm gonna be very critical. I'm gonna analyze a lot of shit. I'm gonna be very critical. And I'm gonna give you some heavy-handed love too. I'm not here to make friends with nobody who doesn't deserve to be friends. I'm literally actively weeding out the people who don't need to be on this platform because everybody that I'm talking to ain't listening. And everybody that I'm sitting in front of is not a motherfucking supporter. They're not they don't even deserve to be on this platform. They need to go over with the vagabonds that are on the YouTube, the corner, the dusty corner where all of the fucking vagabonds are at. There's nothing for you over here. We're talking about business over here. We're talking about building over here. We're talking about progression over here. We're talking about healing over here. We're talking about futurism over here, vision. We want to talk about the next 40 years, the next 30 years, and actively have a viable plan. We're talking about building up budgets over here. We're talking about monetizing our assets over here. We're talking about monetizing our name, image, likeness over here. We're talking about management of talent over here. We're not sitting around talking about the world is going to end and we don't have the resources and all of this dumb. Not we're not doing that. No disrespect to anybody that's at that phase in their awakening, but it would be a sin of me to act like I'm at that phase. I'm at a different phase in my walk. I see things differently than the average person based off of my position in life. You know what I'm saying? My vantage point is a little bit different. I have a bird's eye view versus a worm's eye view. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to try to I don't have to explain. It's based off of the work. You got to do the motherfucking work. You got to do the motherfucking inner work. You got to work, you got to work this shit out. And once you do the work, then you'll start seeing things different. Listen, let me see if I just saw the video. Your brain, when you see and you out of your eyes, you were looking at you're looking at the world through your brain. It's not your eyes. Your eyes are not seeing the things. It's your brain that's seeing everything. And based off of the wiring of your brain, what does that mean? That means based off of the concepts that you identify with, based upon your perception of reality that you were sold, based on how you see things, based on your programming. That's how you see the world. I could be standing right next to mad people, like I'm on a plane coming here, right? And because black women is wearing bonnets in the airport and the Duck Dynasty is wearing long beards, I'm wearing the Free Palestine shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing all of my shit. I'm wearing my jewelry. I'm making everybody uncomfortable. I'm on the air train going to the terminal, and I'm looking around as people, when people are looking at you, but then when you look at them, they look away. So I'm in a train, it's mad crowded and whatnot, and I come to the realization that although I'm standing next to a bunch of people, we literally live in different realities. We don't belong in the same world. We don't have the same worldview. We don't have the same quote unquote history. The person that I'm looking at, a Duck Dynasty looking person, they looking at me. I don't know what they see, and they don't know what I see. The mentality, the wiring. Some people, I could look at a person, I'm like, that's a Christian zealot. I could look at them and tell that they're like an evangelical zealot. You could just look at it in their face. You know what I'm saying? They look like one of those Bible thumpers. Then you could look at another person and it's like an Asian or Indian or something. We just found out that the majority of the MAGA accounts is being run out of India, and we'll talk about that in a minute, and Africa, bots from Botswana. We'll get into it. And I'm like, yeah, these niggas are not on the same page as we're not living in the same world. When I see something, it's going to register differently than when they see something. So proximity means nothing. If we not on that same page or wavelength, then we are not the same. And one of the reasons why this platform exists is that we have brought not it's just not me. I got we got KTL All Stars, right? But we don't try to flood you with everyday new people. Because if I brought new people on this platform every day and they not and the shit they talking about is not in alignment with what I'm talking about, then all of that is pure confusion. All of that is pure confusion. So we make sure that the guests that we are bringing on this platform are somewhat in alignment with the overall message, so the people are not confused. I'm not bringing I'm not bringing squares to fit in a circle peg. So The majority of our guests, we share the same type of worldview. We are all masters in our own categories, in our own niches. Nobody is getting in front of one another. Nobody's crashing into each other because everybody has a lane that they occupy. And I deal with masters. I don't deal with beginners. I don't deal with the fucking novice. The people that I bring through are motherfucking masters. Okay, this is a master's class. And for the people who've been in this master class for more than, I would say, 5 years. You've been on this wave since 2020. I mean, what about the people that been here for a decade? What about the people that been with us for 2 decades? You dig what I'm saying? I would go out on a limb to say that if you still tapped in, if you rocking with us from Blog Talk Radio days to the early YouTube days to the Sinetta HOK Black News 102. Then we shifted to Baba TV. Then we start rocking with Black Magic 363. If you and then we shifted and we was doing the paradigm shifters, and then we do Melanin Monday, Third Eye Thursdays, all of this stuff. If you've been rocking like that, then chances are your worldview has shifted a bit. Chances are you've received information that's been priceless that you can't get out of a book. Chances are you've been able to see predictions come true in real time, right? Without all of that, without all of the hyperbole. So what? So what? Somebody says some shit and it comes true. So what? It is what it is. That just means the information is on point. If we were people up here giving out false information for 20 years, if we was telling you that the world was going to end on Wednesday and then we pop up on Friday saying, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Like you would I would say pack them up. I would pack myself up. But that ain't the that's not what the fuck is going on. Niggas, that's not the case. That ain't, it's far from that. It's far from that. And when I got on the internet yesterday, I was in Texas and I spoke on my mother, right? Mama Pill, who's basically on a press run right now. She got like 4 videos out. She's doing her motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? All praises due to Mama. You only get one. All praises due to Mama Pill, the fucking legend. The only reason that I'm here. Okay? And I took a moment out and I shared with the world some shit that's private that I had to hold down for damn near 3 years and not say a thing about it. You know what I mean? I had to swallow some shit. I had to be quiet. I had to function in front of these cameras while, my mother was fighting death. And the reason why I couldn't open up my mouth is I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. It's too many haters out there. And people will wish her bad. They would try to expedite, they would have tried to expedite a misfortune because the people that you think are there for you are really not. And I got proof because we've been in this community for too long and I've seen people kill elders. I've seen people expedite the demise of master teachers right in front of my face. I saw Delbert Blair get abandoned in New York when he had a health issue and later on he made transition. I was right there for that. He was calling my phone and he was asking, "Yo, where's Polite? Polite abandoned me." And he had a situation, he was hospitalized. I seen that in real time and nobody never said nothing about that. So we got to understand that everything ain't what you think it is. And if I talk about something, it's because I'm standing on it. And if I'm standing on it, then that means I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna die on that hill. I don't care. I will die on that hill. So if I bring something up and it's some personal shit, just know that I'm speaking on it because it's the timing. The timing is perfect. So my mom's, She's healthy. She got out of that dark space. She healed herself because healers need healing. Nobody wants to admit it, but the healers need healing. She got a hell of a story that she's going to share with the world and whatnot. I'm not going to tell her story. I'm not going to steal that light from her. I'm just going to put people on notice that nigga, Mama Pill is coming, and she's coming with a force that she's never has come with before because she got a lot to talk about. You feel me? She don't have no YouTube channel. She's not a fucking YouTuber. But she's doing interviews. People are interviewing her, and they're spreading her information around. She did an interview in Colombia. She did an interview with a sister named A Genesis, and I collaborated. It's a collaboration. I don't know if y'all can see it on the page. I don't know how that collaboration feature works yet, but I did collaborate. I don't know if people noticed over the past 3 years that I was really going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people realize both me, Blue, and KT, we were going through some things because just think about that. Just really think about that. Like you literally have to deal with the fact that, it's not an easy thing to deal with. And I was able to, it ain't even about us, to be honest with you. It's really about her. She has the power, she has the strength, she is a warrior. She's one of the healer of AIDS and things of that nature all the way back in the 80s. And I'm always going to be on the front lines, and I'm always going to step heavy, and I'm always going to reiterate that, there's a woman amongst us who has cured AIDS in our community, and it's gone. They say Sabi's name, but they don't say Ma'a's name. They don't say Annette Thomas' name. They don't say many people's names. And these are the people who literally cured AIDS. In 2025, we still walking around. People, AIDS don't even really, it's not, they curing cancer, herpes, all type of shit. So I honor the healers who do things to bring people from hospice back to life. I think that's something very you know, I just think that that's something very special. You know what I mean? That's something that the average person can't necessarily, like, that's superhuman to me. That's a superpower to me. People who are healing people from death. Do you know how many phone calls I was getting over 3 years of people who had ailing parents and people who were on deathbeds, and I couldn't send them to nobody. I was, my hands were tied. And I've said so many times, as a result of because remember, these are things that people carry heavy on their heart and heavy on their shoulders. When people call you up and they have a loved one that's on death's knocking on death's door, and you say to yourself, I would love to send you somebody to help you, but I don't know who to trust in this community because it's mad charlatans. I don't know who can help you because there's a bunch of people on the internet saying that they're healers, but I never seen them heal nobody. It's frustrating. So I'm like, I'm trying to do my best to create some type of system or a network of healers to help people. And I'm still trying. But, it's a beautiful thing that y'all have a healer back in the game who's ready to share information, who's ready to raise up some apprentices, who's ready to pass on some information. So, so a new generation could get that information and do something about it. We need thousands of healers, bro. People are getting sicker by the day. There's a parasite epidemic going on right now. There is a parasitical epidemic going on in our community, to whereas the men and the women are suffering from mental degradation. Hold on a minute. And please, this is not a rant. I'm not emoting. I'm just being very transparent, and I'm trying to share with people some things that I have not shared in many, many years. And it's nothing to be alarmed about. Everything is great. Everything is good. It's thumbs up, clean. You know what I mean? It's a fucking W. It's a W. But it's just an update, you know? And Mama Pill will be on the show real soon. And she's going to run down her story. And she'll also share with you a bunch of good news because, she got motion. You know what I'm talking about? Mama Pill out here with motion. She's doing big things and big doors are opening up. And I'm so proud. I'm very proud. My heart is very pleased because if I don't want anybody out here to win, I want my mother to win, bro. I want my mother to win, bro. Like, there's no reason that I want my mom's to win. She's a fucking champion. I seen her fight and bring herself back when it would have debilitated, it would have took the average person clearly out. She fought back. She bounced back. She resurrected herself. So she deserves the world, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to burn down all fucking. I'll pave. I will remove any obstacles, and I will burn down any roads that are in front of her on her motherfucking journey. I promise you that. I will open up the earth to make sure that she gets what the fuck she deserves and her path is clear. And if any niggas is in the way, anybody, woman, man, or child, if anybody is an obstacle and if anybody tries to put themselves in the way of that, it's gonna be a sorry day for them. Straight like that. And I'm putting that on record, you know? I'm ready to go all the way to fuck in for my mom's, bro, because she faces a lot of opposition, both secretly, privately, and all type of stuff. Because when you tied to somebody like Dr. Sabi, you have no idea how much energy that comes with. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And when you cure AIDS or something like that, and you're walking around free and you're able to speak on it, there's a lot of people that don't like that. I'm just saying. Shout out to everybody out there with parents, you know. Shout out to everybody out there who buried a parent. It just makes me want to cry. Shout out to everybody out there who had to deal with taking care of parents and you live in fear because you know that one day your parents might not be there. This is something that we all deal with. The mortality is real. you know Shit is real, and it just really shows me that while the inevitable is true, we really have to cherish life. We just have to cherish life while it's here and make shit right, you know just make it right. I'm doing things in the scope of my children because I don't want my children to abandon me when I grow older. I'm gonna need them. So I need them to see me putting on for their grandparents. and we'll switch the topic, you know, we'll switch the topic, but I needed to bring that up because everybody is not functioning from the same place. Some people are, it's just I just want an understanding. I'm putting information out there so everybody has a better understanding of what things are and what they aren't. So yeah, I was going through some shit for damn near 3 years. I was dying inside, and now I'm able to breathe again. And it's not something that I wish on anybody. So for the people who may be going through some tough times, and for some people that's maybe going through some extremities and whatnot, and nobody knows what you're going through, and you're not gonna tell anybody because you know that if you tell somebody, they could use it against you. I'm here to let you know that I'm gonna send love to you. We are here for you. You understand? Everything is going to work itself out and just stay strong. Just stay strong. This may be one of the hardest things to talk about. To be honest with you, it shakes my nerves, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. These are my greatest fears, you know, and I'm just being transparent. You feel me? I'm letting my guard down. But when I put it back up, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to be guarded in some of these situations because it's a dirty game out there. And I'm sure everybody understands what the fuck that means. You know what I mean? Like, you will tell somebody on the internet and they will be like, yo, who cares? Or they'll say some slick shit. And then it's like, man, y'all don't know what y'all playing with because this is a fire right here, this internal. You know what I mean? You don't want to play with this fire. You do not want to play with this fire. So, it is what it is. But moving forward, the topic of the show tonight is a very interesting one. We spoke on the dead internet theory in extensive detail, right? Over the span of about 3 months. I believe that we covered it over the summertime, and then we went into this lecture that we did, the workshop that we did with Savon Bomar. But we were packing out this whole thing about the dead internet theory and the fact that the internet that we're on today is not the internet that we were on 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's a completely different internet. So as a result of that, the activity on the internet has changed dramatically, right? So we remember a day and time where we were on MySpace and we had people following us that we could literally get in contact with, right? And some of these people were more familiar to us because these were people from our childhood. These were people we went to school with. These were people that were more closer to us in proximity. This was like MySpace. Then when Facebook came, it began to, well, Black Planet was a little more. I remember Black Planet was people that I really rocked with, a closer circle. Then MySpace came and it was like I got close people, then I got people that I don't know, then I got people that know about me, through this conscious shit. Then I got people who are just, and it was like that. Then we went to Instagram. Then it's further people who don't know you. It's like you're following rappers and shit. You should be like there's stalkers, there's all type of stuff, right? That's IG. And that was kind of weird in and of itself. Then we got to a place where we are now, where the people that are following you, the people that are commenting on your posts, the people that are interacting with you, even some of the people that are giving you a DM and was asking you for help, these are not real people. These are sophisticated bots, right? We talking about bots from Botswana. These not no regular bots. These are chat bots. They can communicate with you, right? They might even know things about you based off of the intelligence of scraping your channel and pulling up all type of, little tidbits. So they'll be like, "Yo, what up, Phil? It's me." Like, who the fuck is me? It's me, Andrew, from Ditmas, from back in the days. What's popping? Oh shit, Andrew, what up, my nigga? What you been up to, son? I thought you was doing life. Nah, that's the different Andrew. And in 2022, I got booked for $500. It was a it was on IG, and somebody fished me, right? And it's spelled fish with PHI, phishing, right? So I'm on IG, you feel me? And I get a DM, and it's from one of my former managers, right? And I'm like, "Oh shit, what up?" And she like, "Yo, I need $500. Da 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 da. Some shit happened with the bank account." So I'm reading through mad text messages. It's starting to confuse me and shit. I'm like, "What? What that? This like, are you okay?" You know what I mean? Then I shoot her a text like, "Are you okay?" But literally, the scammer, I don't know how, because he must have known that she be having financial issues. Because literally in my mind, I'm like, damn, I need to help her out because she be having, it wasn't far fetched that she would have a financial issue. So I was like, you know what? Me and her, we going back and forth with the text. The motherfucker called me on IG. You know how they do the video call? So I'm texting the phone rang and it was her on IG video. So I was like, what the I was like, you know what? I didn't want to answer it because I didn't want to, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just send the money. Because if she's calling me on video, then she really needs it. I didn't answer the video, I just sent the money. Immediately after I sent the money, a fucking red flag went off. Like, fam, you just got booked. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm like, I sent her the money. They was like, nah, you just got booked. It was you probably my conscience telling me. So I hit up, I pulled my phone out and I dialed her real phone number. And I was like, yo, did you get that? And she was like, got what? Book 'em. I got booked 500 just like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. I had to really check myself because I prided myself as being, I'm Mr. You know what I mean? Like I can't 500. They booked me for 500. So, I immediately I'm on the phone with Cash App. This is Cash App. I'm like, fam, I just got booked. Cash App was like, yeah, we can't help you. PayPal and other ones probably can help you. Cash App was like, yeah, once you send that out, nigga, that's out. And I was like, nah, you playing. I said, where's my money at? Give me my bread back. I'm filing a report. And that's when I realized Cash App don't give a fuck, and they're probably worse than PayPal. They was like, there's nobody to report to. So that's one of the example of a sophisticated bot and how they've been jerking people and this is before AI, mind you. This is 2021, 22. This is before the rise of AI. So imagine what they might be doing now, bro, with the deep fake and everything. Is dangerous. It is dangerous out there. So I would just protect yourself, protect your peace. Be very careful because this is now the matrix. This is He said it was me. Like sending the crypto to the I did that too. I'm not gonna hold you. I literally did that. I sent like 650 to the wrong address. Yeah, PayPal will let you dispute. Yes, they will. You have an opportunity to get your shit back with them, but not with Cash App. It's a Rappington. So make a long story short, these bots are literally running Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and many other platforms like Reddit and 4chan. Now, the interesting thing that happened this week, ladies and gentlemen, is that Elon Musk, our South African brethren, who is in charge of X, formerly Twitter, he decided to do a little experiment, right? And he switched on um, a feature on X that highlighted where all of the accounts originate from, right? Mind you, the X platform has skyrocketed in what they would call anti-melanated, anti-FBA, anti-Black American rhetoric, especially since the rise of this second term Trump. It's been going bananas. Elon Musk has made X uncensored, so it is literally 42nd Street. All of the Duck Dynasty rednecks are over there. All of the quote unquote the fragility, the all of the people, the fragility, the white fragility movement is over there. The Zionists are over there. Um, there's a lot of people over there. The men go in there on all of the red pillars, right? They talk bad about women in their weaves, like Rory, like the ginger that goes by the name of Rory from the Joe Button podcast. Remember Rory and Maul? Well, Rory got outed last week for being a closeted racist. They dug up his tweets, and he has an unusual obsession with black women's weaves. The way that he was tweeting about y'all weaves, your hair hats, and the level of disdain and vitriol that he has for black women and their hair hats, it was disgusting. He should be packed out on site just because. And to make matters worse, this is an Irishman, right? He has a black woman and he gave her a baby, right? He got a bedwench and he gave her a baby. He's out here making drakes, right? To make matters worse, when confronted, he went on Twitter Spaces and started wilding out on Rocky Thunder and a bunch of black women. The arrogance, the pompousness, right? Pompousness means when you get confronted about some shit, instead of being humble and apologizing, you popping shit. You popping collars. You acting like your shit don't stink. You acting like you're beyond reproach. Where does he get that behavior from? Well, I'll tell you. He gets that behavior from black men. Black women didn't make him feel like that. Black men did, right? He's in such close proximity to black men, right? That he feels protected. He feels invincible, right? He knows that if all of black America turns on him, there's one person that will shield him and protect him, and that's Maul, right? And I know a lot of people, I know, that's like what's the nigga Big Rob? Remember that TV show with Big Rob? It was like a big old black dude with the little white guy. You feel me? Yeah, Rory got on Spaces and got in his arrogant white boy bag, which if it was anything before Robin Big, you know what I mean? The nigga look like Green Mile. Robin Big. This is another Robin Big show with Rory and Maul. Rory is going to protect him. He's going to bark for him. He's going to be his guard dog. Remember, they said the Boule are like the guard dogs of their masters. He's going to throw his body in front of Rory. Rory knows if anything were to happen to me, it's going to happen to Maul as well. You know what I'm saying? If I get packed out, we getting packed out because this nigga's not going to let me get packed out. But the arrogance in the Twitter spaces, because anything other than that, I'll be like, you know what? These are old tweets. You know what I mean? Let them repent. You know what I mean? It's repentance time. But because of the arrogance, because of the pompousness, because of the refusal to give our sisters an apology, it's a pack out session on site. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't y'all let Andrew Schultz go. Niggas let Andrew Schultz breathe. You let Andrew go unscathed. Now you're gonna let Rory just waltz on by, but they packing out Ja Rule, but they won't pack out Maury. Okay, but anyway, Rory gets outed and whatnot, and like I said, he just goes further in his arrogant bitch boy bag. You know what I mean? And he gets called out on it. But I don't see a mass canceling of him. I don't see a mass canceling. I don't see people burning his shit up. Y'all give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Trumpet sounds of golden harps. I saw in a Zion these crystal balls of lightning, thundering different sides.
At Infinite Treasures, we get visions of angels. They communicate through angles and geometry, manifesting, impacting the material realm, space and time as we know it. What do angles and angels have in common? Both represent law and order necessary for stability and structure. Angels relevant to all things spiritual, angles relevant to all things in the physical world. These laws and order render leverage, lightening the load one carries on the journey through life.
Don't fall in the valley of the bloodbath. Trumpet sounds of golden harps.
Shout out to Infinite Treasures. Y'all make sure to tap in with them and get your drip. All right. Shout out to Rod Deezy. Shout out to New Diamonds. Shout out to Infinite Treasures. Shout out to Copperly Cultured. Everybody out there putting in that work with this jewelry and whatnot. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of y'all. People love your stuff. You feel me? People love your creations, and I wish all of y'all the quote unquote the most. You know what I mean? Do your thing. All right. But check this out. Let's go to the article about these bot accounts. This is very interesting because this is taking the internet by storm. Once again, this right here has to do with the MAGA movement or the falling of MAGA. It gets bad for MAGA every single day on Al Gore's internet. I don't know what this man has done to incur so much bad luck, but every day, I mean, ever since CK Charlie got his shit pushed back, ever since the CK situation on Halloween, what was that? When did Charlie get his shit rocked? Oh, September the 10th, right before 9/11. Ever since they did that shit to Charlie, nothing good has been going for white people. Like just white people alone has been going through hell and high waters. He might have been Charlie might have been, I don't know, but it's something going on because the bad luck is just is overwhelming, bro. The MAGA movement is dead. For all of my sisters who have been stressed out because these guys are giving out heavy little D energy and it's stressing y'all out because y'all just want to see somebody get they rock. You know what I mean? All of that fake hating that they doing. Oh, worry not. Not. The juju is working. Y'all juju is working because the MAGA movement is literally dead in the water. The funeral or the ceremony or the going away party, oh, it's on the way. Make no mistake about it. A lot of bodies is about to drop. Trust. Trust. Y'all cooked them. Whatever y'all was doing, y'all out here cooking because the movement is dead. The movement is dead. Um, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, and Tucker Carlson, it appears, are the victors in this thing right here. Hold on a minute. Can I hit you when I get off my show? The MAGA movement, the threat that they represented, right? Where they were going to implement Project 2025 and they fired all of these melanated women. They showed their disdain, right, for melanated women, especially, remember, Blue Pill told you to no avail that his number one ops going into the second term was black women because black women were the ones who were basically putting fire to his ad. They was putting belt to ass during these quote unquote during those 4 years where he was trying to get his goddamn name back. It was black women, Letitia James out of New York, right? The prosecutor who they just had to throw the case out on. They tried to indict her. They tried to finish her. They tried to quote unquote witch hunt her. But a judge threw that out today, right? And then also the James Comey indictment, they threw that out and said it was unethical. um we shared, and I'm sure black women felt it in there, and black melanated women, black women have the best intuition on this planet. They are very intuitive. So after the fall of Kamala and everything and the dismantling of the Democratic Party, the Democrats, black women began feeling it in their soul that something was about to change, that something was about to go awry and wrong with this quote unquote, this PDF file, this graper, this man who grapes women and little children. You got to know a demon when you see one. The whole goddamn administration, all of them, but especially this motherfucker. So he he's trying. He's been trying. You know what I mean? He's given us he's been giving y'all the middle finger ever since he sat in that office. He's been giving you the big F you to melanated women, all the way up to the most recent egregious act where he removed all of these quote unquote professions off of the Board of Education list of professional diplomas. He removed the motherfucking the holy grail of the Caribbean, the goddamn RN. Or with the blood clot. He removed the RN on niggas. He removed registered nurse, I believe. They took a lot of stuff out, but don't worry about that. I promise you, don't let that bother you. Don't let that quote unquote get you in a frenzy. Don't allow it to trigger you. Same thing happened with all of those women that he fired. And we said, you know what? It's about how you look at it. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? That is a positive. Nobody wants to be fired and whatnot and pushed out of their position when they got to feed their family and they got all of these bills and the cost of living is just going up and whatnot. But that was a positive. It just depended on how it's all perspective based. If you saw it as a positive and then you acted upon that, then things may have looked, it's all perception based, right? It's all about perception. How do you perceive what is going on in your life? How do you perceive what's happening to you? How do you react to it? It's not about what happens to you, it's what you do as a result of what's happening to you. That's where the lesson is. So I, I'm not in control of the movement of black women and black men. I don't have that power. I don't have that prestige. But if I did have the ability to give my advice, I would say, well, God damn it, now it is time for all of those professionals to form a business, form a company, form a conglomerate, form a network, do something because there's too many educated people in the world where education still pays the bills. Education is still a viable outlet to fucking win if you're educated, if you have some type of common sense or knowledge and whatnot, you could still win in this world. You don't have to be hired by no goddamn corporations in order to win. You live in the creative economy, you live in the gig economy, you live in the attention economy, you live in the digital economy. It's four economies at play right now. You could figure one of them out. The same way that you figured out those 4 years in college, the same way that you figured out corporate America, the same way you figured out all of these different structures, because they're literally just systems. That's all they are. And our people, we are system based thinkers. And this weekend, or this strong end, here's a picture. I'm gonna upload a picture. I'm gonna upload the picture with me, Top Cat, Pop Darby, and it was lit. I'm in Houston. We was out there for Houston and everything, and it's like all we got is us, but all we need is us. I really want y'all to understand that all we got is us. There's nobody coming to save us. There's nobody that really cares about us. There's nobody that's gonna put us before them. There's nobody who has our best interests at hand. There's nobody who really even knows us like that. They don't know our story. They don't know our history. We just finding out our history. Nobody knows us. We're the fucking unknowns. So how's somebody, if ladies, if a man don't know you, could you honestly say that he can love you? He could lust after you. He could see something from the surface. And I want to knock that down. But does he know your heart? Does he know your soul? Does he know your fucking story? Nobody knows our story. Our story was given to them by Alex Haley. Our story was given them by Harpo Productions. Our story was given to them by Steven Spielberg with The Color Purple. Our story was given by Alexander McQueen or whoever, Steve McQueen with the 12 Years a Slave. Nigga, that's not our story. It's not our whole story. The last survivor from Black Wall Street died today at 111. Where the fuck is her story at? All of these directors and these coon ass niggas said that they was gonna make the Black Wall Street movie, and the lady died before they could do it. I hope she curses every. I hope she haunts you niggas, bro. I hope the survivors. I hope they haunt the whole Oklahoma. I hope they haunt Tyler Perry. I hope they haunt Oprah Winfrey. I hope all of them haunt every single boule on this planet, bro. Because how y'all gonna let the last survivor of Black Wall Street die and y'all didn't get no justice for her? No, nobody did nothing to that white lady. She died peacefully. Y'all didn't get no justice. Nobody, even the people, the black people in Oklahoma don't even know about Black Wall Street. Don't care about Black Wall Street. None of them. Y'all didn't do nothing while this lady was alive, bro. That's crazy. That's to me that's crazy. That is incompetence on black people's behalf. And I know that it's a hard road, it's a hard hill to climb because they literally buried that shit and they are going through measures and extremes. So the Black Wall Street story is not told. But god damn it, we are in America. You niggas need to get up off of your goddamn knees and make some shit happen. Stop telling me what somebody won't allow you to do. Come on, fam. Them people committed genocide in American soil and niggas is scared to talk about it. Like, what are you talking about, fam? Do you know what the fuck happened over there in Black Wall Street? She was waiting on y'all. She was waiting on y'all while y'all was having y'all seafood boils and y'all brunches and shit. She was waiting on y'all. She got to stay alive long enough to see black people turn into fucking demons and whatnot. She stayed alive long enough to see the black woman completely deteriorate in their image. She stayed along long enough to see black boys turn into fucking demons. That's what she stayed long enough to see. She hung around long enough to see this whole shit forward. Salute to her. I hope she brings that into the ancestor realm and expedites whatever needs to happen to fix this shit. Because it ain't gonna fix with a lecture. It ain't gonna fix with a sermon. It ain't gonna fix with a goddamn Netflix special. It ain't gonna fix with a documentary. She was around when a prophet was alive. Yeah, and she heard the prophecies, and she was around when the prophet was alive, but she was also around to see the prophecies come true because the prophet said what was going to happen, right? The prophet prophesied the conditions that we see our people in today, and she was alive to see the prophecies of the prophet come true. Maybe she's on the three-eye atlas for all of you fantasy niggas. If that's cool, if that's what you use to like to get you by. Yeah, she's on the three-eye atlas. They sent her a ticket. You know what I'm talking about? She's good. If that's the shit that you niggas need to make you feel like something was done. Yeah, that's what it is. But she needs justice. She needs justice. She deserves it. You know what I'm saying? She really does, bro. Or the whole Oklahoma don't deserve to sleep. She really does, bro. That's a fucking tragedy. That she was alive and they was clipping all type of justice. They was not acknowledging nothing that she was trying to do. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know? But let's go back to this thing about these bots because that's crazy. Like the implicate. So let me dial it back a little bit. MAGA is done. MAGA has died. Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and a few other people killed it, right? Well, Donald Trump, he killed it himself. He killed his own movement. And what they did was they just helped to administer the quote unquote, it's almost like, they just kept They kept puncturing the body and make sure the cadaver was gone, and they killed it. Right, it's on the side of the road, roadkill. And not only is it roadkill, but not only is it roadkill, but the majority of the things that they were plotting on to go against black families, but black women in particular, they were trying to destroy everything that we built. This whole Project 2025 bullshit, yeah, that's done too. All of that is done. It's all imploding before your very own eyes. This is poetic justice, what we're seeing. The latest rock to hit the glass house, right, is this scandal on X where the top MAGA accounts have been outed to be from India, Nigeria, and Russia. Russia, India, and Nigeria, right? So my thing is this: there could have been 100 Black Wall Street accounts too with bots that was telling the story. So let's examine how we use the bots from Botswana to work for us before we start talking about how they was working against us. We should have had 100 Black Wall Street accounts putting information about the fucking genocide or the massacre that took place. We need bots from Botswana to tell the story of Oscarville. We need to tell the story of Cape Fear, which was when they put all of them black bodies in Cape Fear during the massacre that happened in Wilmington, Georgia. I mean Wilmington, North Carolina, right? What was that, 1898? The Wilmington massacre, Rosewood, Oscarville. All of these stories, we need bot accounts for that. We need bot accounts for that because there are Americans that never heard of no shit like that, and they have no idea. Remember, all of the Europeans in America in the USA, they were not all put in private school and taught the same type of education. They don't even know the stories. There's a large contingency of them that they don't know the stories. But for the ones that do know the stories, that's hanging around you, and they're not telling you nothing about your history that they know that's hidden. Yeah, that's the enemy right there. That's the enemy. You're sleeping with them. It's right up, right under you. They will never put you on to no secrets. But I got secrets about white folk, but they never shared no secrets about themselves to you. You know what I'm saying? No real secrets, like no groundbreaking stuff. They telling you things that you could Google. Shit that we saw on PBS years ago. Yeah, I know Rosewood is a movie, but one thing with movies, the movies don't tell the whole story. The movies don't tell the whole story based on a true story. I need the true story. Fuck a movie. The movie shit is cute and everything. Where's the real story though? Where's the real story? Because the movies sometimes they gloss things over. I saw a movie years ago and I turned that shit off. Hotel Rwanda. When he was in the Jeep and he was riding over people, no, turn that off. I can't. And I'm a Scorpion, so we do the dark shit. But when Hotel Rwanda, when he was riding out of this is Don Cheadle, he was leaving the hotel, and the way that the way he was riding over bodies, and you could see the car, I was like, oh nah, turn that off. So when I saw what was happening in Sudan, it triggered me. I told y'all I had a nightmare about that shit. I had a fucking dream that You know how? Because I went to sleep one night. That's why this whole doom scrolling shit could really it could get to you, right? So I'm doom scrolling. It's like 3 in the morning. I come across a video where the niggas is like, "Yo, from the satellites." I need y'all to fathom this shit because I don't think you understand the length of savagery that's taking place from a satellite. Them niggas could see the bodies in Sudan, and the whole ground was all red. Like this is red clay. They live in red clay. You know, Atlanta got like red clay. They got red clay in Africa as well. It was so much bloodshed that the red clay was crimson red. I'm talking about burgundy red, miles long, not one spot, miles long. So I seen that late at night. Then when I went into the astral realm, I became the satellite. I literally zeroed in like a Samsung phone, 100% zoom on all of the bodies in my nightmare. And I'm not going to tell you the shit that I was seeing. In my dream, I become the satellite and I'm literally zooming in on miles longs of massacre. I don't know if it was a premonition. I don't know if it was a vision. It felt real as fuck to the point where I woke up scared as hell and damn near sick. And who are the Sudanese of all people? Might I ask? Who are the Congolese that are being slaughtered the same way? Might I ask? Who are the Ethiopians? Because they have a civil war, and they had a civil war in Ethiopia where they were wiping them out, right? But then I saw Shaka Bars. He just posted a map and it showed Israel inside of Ethiopia, right in the same exact place where they're having a civil war. How about that? So all of these places that are and I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't consider myself a religious person. However, I don't I'm knowledgeable about the stories, right? So in the main places where the ancient bloodlines exist. These are ancient these are ancient bloodlines, meaning that you don't know how, remember, these are ancient. So their DNA is a little bit different than people who have blood that's mixed with Neanderthal. Okay? They have more of a purer quote unquote bloodstream and a bloodline based off of their DNA. And it's been said that there's 12 strand DNA in the Sudan, in the Congo, amongst those original people that they were being activated. The 9 strand was turning into 12 and all of that. And these are different people. These are not your average. When you talk about mystics, when you talk about people with mystical powers, when you talk about seers, when you talk about ancient bloodlines, when you talk about people who are inherently they're massacring Malian. There's a situation in Mali right now. So the Malis are like the Malis is who that's the Dogon. That's the other tribe that be jumping high, the Masi and everything. The Malis tribe, the Malis are facing genocide. The Sudanese are facing genocide. The Congolese are facing genocide. These are Sufis. These people have powers in them. These are not Africans that are just regular Africans. These are different people, and they are all tied into ancient bloodlines, ancient mythologies, ancient histories. They have ancient artifacts. They have ancient quote unquote monuments, and all of that is being pillaged right now. While Three Eye Atlas is on the horizon, peeping everything, right? And for those who are quote unquote tapped in, what they call the chosen ones. If you don't feel it, you're not a chosen one. If you don't feel what's happening, you're just one of those TikTok chosen ones. You're not really a chosen one because the chosen ones, they're gonna feel what's taking place. They're going to react. They're going to have visions on it. They're going to feel it. Y'all, so many people were so disconnected from the Gaza Holocaust that I was like, these niggas are not even human. And they're calling themselves conscious. They're not even human, bro. We got NPCs in this community. They're not even human. Because if you don't feel about a baby being fucking blown away, then you're not human. You've been desensitized. They got you, my nigga. Niggas is like, I'm just worried about myself. What do they do for me? Yeah, you're not human. You're not human. You think it's cute. You think you're on some panic shit or something. You think that that's fly. You think that that's cute. No, nigga, you're a piece of shit. And you don't have compassion. You don't have you're almost as worse as the Zionists. You're a black Zionist. That's what you are, because they literally have turned out a whole race of people with their rhetoric, because they have trained the rappers, they've trained the athletes, they've trained the actors, they've trained all of black glitterati, they've trained the boule. These people have trained all of our people to be like them, right? They trained them how to be um inverted, right? Let's just say transgress against God. They trained them on how to transgress against the Most High, or against the Creator, or against the universal law, or against what they call the Tehuti's laws, right? The Hermetic laws. That's what they training people to go against. Go against nature. Go against nature. That's what they did. That's what the Liar Cohen, the people that owned MTV and VH1 and BET, and the some of the Redstones and the, yeah, they've been training you niggas. The people that own Clear Channel, and yeah, you just been trained. You are cattle. You've been cattle prodded. You've been programmed. You became what you despise the most. You have become what you despise the most, right? Through the entertainment or entertainment system, and just them owning the textbooks, the McGraw McHill, and the textbooks that we read in school, and all of these lies. It's all a form of programming, social engineering. You know, it's all a form of social engineering. It's all a form of programming, and they could push buttons now. People are programmable. When I was in Houston, this strong, and I watched the line dance for the first time in real, and like I never seen a line dance in real life like that. I seen women line dancing, but I never seen them like they was showing them how to line dance. Okay, we was in Houston, and the young ladies was showing other young ladies and men how to line dance. And when they got into that routine, I was standing there with Top Cat and Pop Darby, and I was like, "Oh shit, she's programming these women. She's a programmer. She might as well work at Google or Meta. She's programming these women the same way that I program an agent to do work on the internet, step by step. The same way that I program an automation, the same way I program an agent to take over my computer and do work for me. She's programming those girls left, left, right, spin, left, right, left. It was almost like when we were young and we used to do the controller tricks, the cheat codes to beat the game. Left, left, right, square, triangle, circle, left, left, right, right. When you in basketball and they're teaching you the drills and whatnot, when you're in football, and you got to run a certain drill. Left, left, right, right, up, up, down, down. How you going to talk crazy about computers and technology? Your ass getting programmed every fucking day. You're a programmable bot. House, Sway, the electric slide. Where them fans at? You know that song comes on and everybody does it together. You got programmed. Once you got the program, it was muscle memory at that point. You downloaded the program, you registered it. Now you're doing a dance with everybody the same way. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Wilson, Wilson. That's all programming. And it took me seeing it live to comprehend, for me to come to the comprehension that, wow, if they could learn how to line dance, then they could learn how to quote unquote turn their computer into an agent. If they could take this instructions on how to fucking dance, then they could take this instructions on how to build a goddamn supercomputer. It's the same exact thing. There's no difference into what it is that's taking place. It's all programming. So our people are easily programmable, easily programmable. The men are doing it in sports, the women are doing it with their dances. All of that TikTok shit is a fucking program. That's all coded. All of those TikTok dances are coded. You could teach somebody a TikTok dance and then they could apply that to different songs, but they still doing the same steps. When you a rapper and you doing a concert, you doing a show, and y'all doing the performances, you doing rehearsals, and that girl pops up from making the band. What was her name? Lauren, right? Lauren, whatever, the one that had a fight with Diddy. And she gets right into her routine, and then she's giving you the steps. Slide to the right, slide to the left. Wilson, Wilson. Hmm. Reverse, 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 reverse. I would say approach it the same way, and you would alleviate a lot of anxiety about, I don't know how to do this. Yes, you do. You just don't know what that is. You do know how to do it because you're doing it already in other sports or in other niches or in other walks of life. It's that simple. Real talk. It is that simple. So it's just, once again, it's all about changing. Yes, the military steps. Left, right, left, left, right, left. You turn on a 45-degree, right? You step out on the left. It's a cadence. It's a cadence. There's numbers. There's a count. That is exactly what you do when you're dealing with this computer stuff. So, perspective and perception is key. Remember, we don't see through the eyes, we see through the brain. So based off of the wiring of your brain is going to based off of how you see things. Henceforth, why the psilocybin trips rewire the brain. Look up neuroplasticity, y'all. Look up neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the fact that your brain can heal itself. Your brain is a living organism. It can heal itself, right? Certain synapses or bridges, or certain synapses that may have been destroyed before could be rebuilt. You could build bridges, you could build synapses, You could build neuron connectors. A lot of these things are done with psilocybin. People are doing psilocybin and they're curing their brains. Some people have holes in their brains because they were on ecstasy, Molly, and other pharmacopoeia or psychotropics that put holes in your brain and they destroy the synapses. So neuroplasticity fixes that. You know, they say when you bust a nut, um, you destroy synapses in the brain. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. So neuroplasticity heals the brain. It brings it back together. It will repair things. You dig? Deep breathing, concerted breathing, shit like that. Sun gazing, sunbathing. You know, a lot of these things are here to help us repair because there's some repairing to take place. You know, people are in the repairing place. Like we have to repair, you know, 50 years of damage, 50 years of wear and tear. So brain exercises, you don't have to deal with no damn mushrooms. Lion's mane, cordyceps, right? Not the psilocybin, not the psychotropics, but the lion's mane, the cordyceps, uh, certain type of juices, um, pomegranate, you know, things like that. Yeah. You said try a few rounds of bufo. You going to the extreme with it. You going to the, but hey, yeah, nootropics, something that I don't even hear come up enough. We used to be on top of the nootropics, and then everybody started getting on Adderall, and niggas stopped bringing up nootropics. Those of us, because we are in the brain business, correct? We are in the brain business. If your brain is not functioning optimally, and you're in this knowledge based type of business where you have to recall things, you have to pull files from your server, you have to be very fast, and you're thinking you have to have computing power. Yeah, you want to have a clear hard drive. You want to have a clear hard drive, and that will come about with the nootropics. Nootropics, for anybody that's asking, became familiar with nootropics after I saw the movie called Limitless, because Limitless was about a nootropic. Okay, nootropics are brain accelerators, and they are it's not plant based, but it's not like super duper chemical based either. To whereas it's some shit that's going. It's not an uncontrolled substance. You know, it's over the counter. It's over the counter. There's a lot of research on nootropics. There's a lot of papers on the nootropics. It's over the counter. It's synthetic. It's not necessarily illegal, you know. But when people saw the movie Limitless with the MZT, they went crazy. And the rise of the nootropics was solidified the day that that movie dropped. MZT unlocking that DMT, all right? Platinum, you know what I'm saying? So liquid gold, liquid platinum, liquid silver, all of that is for the brain. We're in the brain business, ladies and gentlemen. Our brain is our most valuable asset. Those of us that are here, because we may be, it doesn't matter remember, perception is based off of the wiring of the brain. Don't be fooled to think that you're seeing the world through your eyeballs, because you are not. Your eyeballs is not what's perceiving your reality. It is your brain. Okay, and the eyeballs or the pupils and whatnot, they are acting as a conduit, but everything is dealing with the wiring of the mind or the brain. So if we build neuroplasticity back up, we are going to begin to see things a lot clearer. We could exercise what is known as clarity, but it's going to deal with brain work, you know? It's going to have to deal with some brain work. Um The elixirs and the tinctures, do you recommend that over the pills? Because I do know that the elixirs go straight to the bloodstream. Um, the elixirs and the tinctures, they seep into the bloodstream a lot faster than the pills would, correct? Morpheus hit Neo with the neurotropic red pill. Thank you, Troy. Yes, he did. So before Limitless, of course, is the Matrix. And yes, the red pill is a nootropic. It is a nootropic. The Hooperzine A was the most popular real life pill, NZT. Okay, I never heard of the Hooperzine and whatnot. That's a new one. Okay, so you highly recommend it. Did it? Okay, yes. Nootropics is N-O-O-tropic. N-O-O-tropic. Nootropic is N-O-O-tropic. You know what I mean? And go and look it up. Go down that rabbit hole. Um, Maybe we could even bring somebody through that could break down the nootropics for us. You feel me? But it's a brain enhancement. It's brain enhancement. You feel me? You highly recommend. In what form though? What form do you highly recommend? Because there's like three forms of it. So mm, nootropics is way more healthy than Adderall. These are not methamphetamines. These are not methamphetamines. The Adderall is considered a methamphetamine, and yeah, that's not what's up. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. You may want to get a herbal version, but we're not. No, no, no. That's no. Mm-mm. We ain't doing that. So nootropics in simple terms is brain food, mushrooms, amino acids, and some herbs. That's right. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. So we spoke on that. We spoke on the toad on many occasions. I'm wearing this thing around my neck. The only reason why I wear this is because a shaman, this is a part of the ceremony of the Bufu ceremony. Matter of fact, Uncle Hank. So anybody that you see wearing this, they went through the Bufu ceremony. This is a sign. That's how I know who my tribe is. But man, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna go there, but I can still remember the initial trip, and it was outstanding. It was outstanding, bruh. Promise you, it was outstanding. And It helped my brain. It definitely helped. I felt the neuroplasticity. I felt the healing. I felt the brain feeling better the next day. I was clearer in my thoughts. I was happier too. It helped bring the heart chakra. It activated the heart chakra. What would you be doing at 24 right now? Shoot, I would be doing all of that stuff. The age don't matter. It's the journey. Like, what's your journey about? If your journey is about really finding out the real depths of who you are, yeah, you better, yeah, Lux went on a trip with Blue Pill. Blue, I believe Blue went on it before I did with the Toad, and then he put me on, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was shook daddy. He was like, "You ready?" I was like, "Nah, I don't think I'm ever gonna be ready." But that's just you feel what you don't understand. Blue Pill came back from the ceremony and was like, "Yo, I talked to God." I was like, "For real?" And you're back. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was like, you think that the talk with God is final. Like, you talk to him and you're back. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to God. I don't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't think I want to talk to God. And I got over that. I got past that. It was the initial quote unquote ignorance. It was the initial ignorance of not knowing something because I fear what I don't understand sometimes. And I don't know. I just went with it. I went through it. I just said, you know what? I'm going through it. I'm going to do it. And I've done it 3 times ever since and whatnot. This is the Bufu Avalaris. And then I did ayahuasca in 2023 in the woods in Tennessee. And that shit was kind of, you know, enlightening. You feel me? I was able to purge because in the ayahuasca ceremony, sometimes you're gonna barf. Not in a bad way either. It's not a bad barf. It's like a purge. You're releasing some shit. You're like, oh. So after I barfed, I seen my eyes was just clearer. Like I seen some shit. So whatever I barfed, I let something go. I had profound insights. Profound insights. I was getting downloads nonstop. And it wasn't like, yeah, it was cool. I was crying and shit, but it was a good cry. It was like I was releasing because man, do y'all know how much we be holding in as men? I don't think people understand how much is absorbed by men who are not like wild emotional. Like there's a compartment that we put all of the pain, all of the sadness, all of the betrayal, all of these things are put in a fucking box. Y'all, the women, y'all get to cry it out and be snotty nosed and everything. We don't we don't get to have that experience sometimes. So when you take the shrooms or the ayahuasca, yeah, you start crying and shit. You let all of that stuff out. You be, you know what I mean? You be boo-hooing, you know? It finds it. It's almost like the psilocybin is intelligence. It's moving through your whole body. It's moving through your system, and it's unlocking shit. Yeah, yeah. The storage facility. We got a storage facility where we just throw all of our fucking pain in a goddamn storage unit. Yeah, box it up, throw it in there, lock it up. So when people snap, it's because somebody has triggered all of they broke one of those locks on the storage unit, and all of that pain came falling out. All of that pain came tumbling out. All of that agony came crashing out. So that's when niggas crash out. That's what causes the crash out. So what's the moral of the story? Get some motherfucking healing, active healing. If you gotta travel inside, I call it SpaceX. Well, goddamn it, then do it. Get over your fears and whatnot. Because I'm here to let you know, false evidence appearing real. I only feared it because I didn't understand it. And I just thought, it was on some old. Sometimes you fear the shadow work. It is what it is, a human response. But I'm here to let you know that you will feel better when you brave up, when you man up. You're gonna feel way better about yourself than if you keep avoiding it. Your conscience is going to kind of like keep reminding you. It's almost like the snooze button. You keep hitting the snooze button, but eventually you're gonna have to wake up. And I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna share this insight, and I'm gonna dare you to think, right? I'm gonna dare you to think. Now, boom. This is what happened on a bufo. I hit that shit. It's a pipe, right? Don't judge me. I hit it 3 times. The smoke, the shit smell. It tastes like it don't taste. It tastes like I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like you smoking wood chips. And the shit took me to Mars and Venus in about 2 minutes. I was out of here, out the body. I'm talking about the shit took off, and the level of energy that was going through my body is unfathomable. My feet started shaking. It was so much. It was like I see how people could be overpowered by you could be short circuited by a power surge because the power was just it was like, oh my effing goodness, what, but not in a scary way. Imagine inheriting ancestral powers and your ass was not prepared to turn into fucking God at that moment. And you're like, oh shit. But what stood out to me, yeah, Mike Tyson. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Mike Tyson helped me get over my fears, and that's when I jumped in. Yeah, you gotta surrender. You cannot fight it. I would highly recommend y'all just let go. You're not gonna fight it. It's impossible. Just let it grab you, and it's gonna do its work on you. And it's good work. It's good work. Trust me, it's good work. It gave me so much understanding about things, but I was dealing with all of this power that was coming through my body. It was like so much. I was like, God damn it, this is a lot. This is a lot, you know? And what what the shaman had said to me is something that I went into the ethers with it, right? He said, before you go in, just remember that the universe is built on love. And I said, that sounds good. It's a great concept, but what does that really mean? It was like, think about it. The frequency of fear and the frequency of love is still different polarities. But he said, outside of the earth or outside of what you call this prison planet, fear is not a factor. And I thought about it. I was like, wow, that kind of makes sense because when you hear stories about what's going on, in the galactic, it's not fear-based. It's not founded in fear. It's not like people come running back from outer space, with white hair and like, oh my goodness, you would not imagine what I saw. Like, no, it's love. Because of the higher planes of existence, they're dealing with a different type of form of love. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time for that fear. That is a lower frequency that is exclusive to the Malkuth, or what they call the earth. So immediately the song Love Supreme came to mind because that's what my dad would always play in the house. A love supreme, a love supreme, a love supreme. So I used that mantra, right? And I was reciting that through the whole trip. A love supreme, a love supreme. Mhm, mm. And that's what got me going. You know what I mean? He was my pilot. John Coltrane was literally my pilot through that experience, the first one that is. And it was like, okay. And mhm, and it just helped cure that whole thing about fearing what you don't know. Because once again, it's all mental. That's what they keep telling you, that it's all mental, we've been programmed to fear what you don't understand, what you haven't researched, what you don't know, what you're not knowledgeable, what you have not experienced. I remember before I climbed Stone Mountain, this was my 2009 and whatnot. I didn't fear it, but I was intimidated because I looked up and I was like, how the hell am I gonna get up there? I'm a New Yorker. You know what I'm talking about? Like we take the elevator. I'm like, how am I supposed to get up there? I'm looking around and shit at my brethrens, and I'm like, what are we doing? They're like, nigga, get to walking. You know, get to walking. And I didn't look back, and it was nothing. It was like any other thing. You know, it's just that I was going upward versus going that way. But it was like any other travel, any other trek, any other, you know what I'm saying? Any other experience. So once you get into the shit, then nobody can never tell you about it. And we live in this reality where everybody's telling people about shit that they never experienced, and they are deceiving you some way, and they know that they could steer you because they could talk about things that you don't know about. So the key is to know about this shit so nobody can't fool you and tell you shit that's going to deceive you. That's the key, you know? I would learn about some shit before I let somebody else tell me about it. I'm from the show me state. I want the hands-on experience. And then we could talk about it. I don't want you teaching me about no shit that I need to go find out myself. I'm good. I'm gonna go check it out and then we could unpack it together. Rest in peace to Jimmy Cliff, the reggae singer. Rise in power to H. Rap Brown. Okay. Rise in power to the elder from Black Wall Street. I mean, theoretically speaking, it looks like a great exodus is taking place. These are warriors. These are legends. Like H. Rap Brown been putting in work since since the days of the Panthers. You know, the sister from Wall Street, Black Wall Street, she's an archetype, she's an icon, she's the illest survivor. 111? Like what? You went through a holocaust, you went through a genocide, and you 111? And of course, Jimmy Cliff, you see what happened to Jamaica. You see what Jamaica's going through. This was one of their quote unquote, this was an icon. Yes, the sister looks like Lucia, right? The sister from Black Wall Street, her phenotype looks like the quote unquote depiction of Lucia, right? When they have this what country, what was that? The UK, I think. She literally looks like Lucia. And I would just send out a prayer that all of our ancestors who are making that trek through that threshold, that they're going to be received by powerful, a powerful armada of ancestors, right? That are going to clothe them and cloak them in spiritual armor and prepare them for the great, quote unquote, the great awakening. Yeah, the Ethiopian volcano just erupted after 10,000 years. Based off of some of the research that I was doing, it was said to me to look for the volcanoes to begin to erupt because Third Eye Atlas, it was said, right, based off of the research, that the Third Eye Atlas is the presence of the Third Eye Atlas is going to activate multiple volcanoes all up and down the volcano fault lines, and we are going to see volcanic activity, ash, explosions, and eruptions that we've never seen in this lifetime before. Okay. And lo and behold, out of nowhere in Ethiopia, where they said on an ancient map, they found Israel, the true Israel, a 10,000 year volcano just went off today. Interesting. You know, let's go into this bot thing. I don't want to miss out on that. Bots from Botswana. Let's share this real quick. Right? So Twitter's falling apart, MAGA's falling apart, right? Boom. So with the maggots, right? The maggots thought that this was America first, but the prominent MAGA accounts, right, were foreign run. The same accounts that were talking down on black people, the same accounts that were pushing Project 2025, the same accounts that were calling our people all type of names, the same accounts that were rallying behind you know, all type of Yeah, they don't they don't like when we start to warm up. They don't like when we start to cook up. You know what I'm saying? They get in their feelings. They get in their feelings. But they literally zapped the internet. The shit was off for like 5 minutes. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna go and check this out, and then we're gonna dip. You know what I mean? We'll be back tomorrow. Dipset, dipset. Shout out to Spin. Shout out to Spin City. Gonna be back tomorrow with an episode of Techno Tuesdays that are gonna blow you away. So check this out. This is MAGA Nation. It's based in East Europe. Is This is Dark MAGA. It's in United Kingdom, right? And it's based in Thailand. Okay. So prominent MAGA X accounts, they exposed to be foreign users from Thailand, Eastern Europe, Nigeria, and more. Now, my question would be this: are these virtual assistants? Because we know anybody that's dealing in the business world, you know that you could get virtual assistants, you could get people to work with you in Ghana, Nigeria, India, Thailand, and Philippines, right? There's two things that are going to be true. Either these are virtual assistant accounts where somebody from MAGA could contact them and say, you know what? I need y'all to run this account. I need y'all to put these memes out. I need you to push this agenda. We're gonna pay you $250 a week, and they will be in a room with mad screens, and they will do your bidding for you. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I want you to understand this, y'all. These people who work in the virtual agents, they will push anything that you pay them to push. Understand that. So they're not going to say, oh, no, we can't do it because it's MAGA. No, that's not how they work. They're taking anything. And if you pay them, they're going to push it. So two things are going to be at play right here. It's either that's taking place or you got a bunch of niggas from India, you got a bunch of Nigerians, you got a bunch of quote unquote Thailand, uh, you got a bunch of people from Asia and Russia that are real people that are literally playing a triple agent type of chess game, three-layer chess, where they are becoming the face of white supremacy, or they're the ones arguing with you. They're the ones calling you monkeys. They're the ones talking crazy about women. They're the ones that when black people get killed, they're like, "Yo, roll them up, smoke one for the team." That's them. So it's either that or it's that. It's nothing else. It's either that is either they got hired to be virtual assistants and they're working out of an agency or a bot farm, or these are rogue individuals from around the world who was like, you know what? I want to jump black people. I want to jump them. I want to stomp them out. And I'm going to mask myself as MAGA. Now, it's done, it went up a notch now. Why? Because now we live in a day and time where you could now forget about having I could put a mask, I could put a filter on. I could put a filter on a white face and I could go online and be like I'm a white guy. You could do that with AI now, you know? We can't keep but many people who are on Twitter Spaces and are or that are in those arenas, black fatigue is real. Black people are getting attacked daily. So black people were fighting bots from Botswana. Black people were up against bots from Botswana. There was fake accounts that were attacking us by the hour, and they were automated, right? So you think that you're dealing with a human being? No, you're dealing with a program. You're arguing with Agent Smith, literally. You're fighting Agent Smith, and Agent Smith is multiplying. Like in the movie The Matrix. Remember he was punching him, boop, and that nigga was multiplying. That's like you arguing with a bot. Another bot is gonna come and attack you in the comment section. Then another bot is coming, right? So you turn around, you fighting multiple agents, right? But they're not real humans. But if you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world. So niggas is getting washed up by bots from Botswana. People are committing suicide because the bot said that your nose is wide and you're too dark and you're ashy. The bots are convincing people to deactivate. The bots are putting people in depression. The bots got people checking, I'm gonna go get some bleaching cream because the bot said that, I don't look good. The bots got people getting BBLs, breast reductions, fix your teeth, all type of things because these are malevolent bots. These are not benevolent bots. These were not bots that were trained to say the black man is God and the black woman is God and melanin is popping and melanin costs more than gold. No, they wasn't programming because we could be programming bots, but we are not in Botswana. They know how to do it. They're doing it, and it just got revealed, and it's a huge scandal. Believe me when I tell you, it's a huge scandal on the MAGA side because MAGA loyalists are like, God damn it. The whole time I thought I was talking to one of my pals. So imagine the type of conversations that a real redneck is having with a bot from India in their DM. Imagine the conversation that the bots are having with a nigga from Nigeria who's acting like he is what's Dave Chappelle when he played the KKK, the blind dude. Imagine somebody from the trailer park from Radiator Alley having a conversation with a with it's the same. It's like, remember, I think it was Spike Lee had a movie or something where there was a black dude who was going undercover and infiltrating the KKK. Clayton Bigsby, nigga. Clayton Bigsby. Eh? Type time. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They have real life Clayton Bigsby's now, y'all. I'm just really trying to fathom a room full of Indian niggas popping shit, you know? So the same people that sell us hair, bad hair that is, synthetic bad hair, the same people who was hating on Kamala, these same people, it's these same people that are literally antagonizing us. Antagonizing because who is the MAGA going up against but migrants and niggas, right? Infuriating, infuriating different groups of people. This is criminal, you know? So the fallout from this MAGA thing is ongoing. It's still happening. These people are very, very upset with their leader, Donald. Um, I can't. I'm loving the the shit, the falling apart of it. It's almost like a form of entertainment. Watch the party die. You know, uh, the exposure of is it real is not random. They actually need it's being pushed by them, because you got to remember, in the eschatology, is it real has to be hated. They have to be hated. So they're doing it on purpose. Is it real is doing it on purpose. So they don't want you to like them. They're pushing this whole thing. Oh, everybody hates us. They're exasperating that, because everything has to fit within the scripted narrative of the eschatology timeline. Everything is going according to plan, right? Look out for conversations surrounding the third temple begin to get louder, right? The dome, they want to build that third temple. They're going to become very much more louder in the next 6 months, because that dome has to be built, and they're distracting people with a bunch of stupid shit while they focus on that right there. So with that being said, we're just gonna observe things. We're gonna do a little follow up on some of these things about the bots from Botswana. This was just scratching the surface and making people aware of some of the stories that are going on right now. But I definitely will get back to that. But I do have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for your time and your attention and your awareness, and thank you for the chat, for always adding on, adding value, adding information and data. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. And yeah, we are going to we're gonna wrap this one up. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Let me end it with a song. Pay us in crypto. All right. Pay us in crypto, y'all. And remember, on Thursday, we have the ontology, okay, with our good brother Hitsayu Aku, the ontology workshop. We are on week 4. This one is going to be a doozy, you know what I mean? So make sure y'all are in the building. This is on Thanksgiving too, so there's going to be a good plate. Yeah, so with that being said, let's go to this song and then we are out of here. Peace.
Niggas in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Mistos, causing chaos and play up Calypso. I pause in kitchens and caused addictions. I pause prescriptions and cause inflictions. Lil Bixby playing in stores and bricks and on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryptions. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore and listing. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bumpton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not for focus. Niggas in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso. Hickory dickory down, hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot, lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light there, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot, lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Players in crypto, diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist smoke, you stay up at dip low. You Niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco and you say what the heck's out. Every player gets slips now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up calypso.